This is the original Die Hard movie, not the overall franchise.
Are you good with that?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
All right, we're locked in.
All right, well, we're going to test our knowledge of Die Hard here, aren't we? Famous prop. Honestly, I wasn't aware there was a famous prop in Die Hard. Is it just clothes? Like, could it be his wife beater shirt?
They said they didn't wash it first, so it has to be. Or that implies that it's clothes, right? Well, that was the category.
The category?
What was the category?
The category was no, they didn't wash it first.
Okay. Yeah, then it probably is something that was worn or got dirty, right? So it wouldn't be like the ambulance. It wouldn't be like the cop car. It wouldn't be maybe the watch or a gun or something like that.
Yeah, because the famous things I would think is the watch that he was wearing that they let go of and then he fell, or the machine gun.
Those aren't things that you would wash, though.
I'm thinking it would probably be the shoes of the first terrorists that he kills and says somehow these terrorists have the world's smallest feet or whatever. Because
but that's not that wouldn't be a famous prop, though. That's only one little bit in the movie, wouldn't it? It'd make more sense for it to be like the bloody bandaged wraps that he wore around his feet than a pair of shoes that was only in it for a second.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it wouldn't. If it was in the Smithsonian, I would think it would make more sense to be like the watch, because that's a whole plot point, right?
But it didn't get dirty, and it's not. Yeah. How's it a plot point?
Oh, because he gave it to her at the beginning of the movie, and then at the end they release it so that because that was what Hans was hanging on to at the end, and then he falls.
That doesn't fit the category to me.
No.
You don't wash a watch. I mean, you can, but that wouldn't be what you think of as the category name. I think it's probably the wife beater.
It's got to be a better name for that.
I was just thinking that, Carmela. I was like, I don't even like saying that.
I think another name for him is like an A-line shirt. It's just that's what it's known as. Thank you, Tennessee Williams.
Yeah, I was literally just thinking, I don't like saying that word like that. His clothes are the iconic ones. I would say his T-shirt.
Yeah.
That would be my best answer.
I guess the T-shirt's also pretty iconic, so I think that fits the question and the category a little bit better.
Okay, let's do that. We're going to say Bruce Willis's shirt.
Okay.
So I know Smithsonian has a pop culture wing because I actually went to it. It has Archie Bunker's chair in it. It has Fonzie Fonzarelli's jacket. It has one of the copies of it's even though they're not ruby red slippers, they're silver slippers from Wizard of Oz. But as Carmela and I talked about, it has to be John McClane's shirt. It has to be, and we're trying to figure out a way of what to call it. I think it's just an undershirt.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Correct answer is John McClane's tank top. Good job.
There we go.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah, they are called A shirts or A-line shirts. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that term either, but that's kind of what stands out in your brain. At least that's what stood on my brain for a long time. And just one of those things where you have to evolve your own mental culture.
Yep. So be the change you want to see.
Exactly right. Your second question in the Matthew Burris round is in geography.
Geography.
In Rio de Janeiro, Christ the Redeemer towers over the city, facing what cardinal direction?
All right, we're going to go ahead and lock in.
All right.
Chris, I really do think it's east.
Okay.
Like when I watched the World Cup when it was in Brazil, all the shots that they had of the city, I believe it was facing away from the city. Okay. So I think that it is facing east on Sugarloaf Mountain.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm pretty sure that's the name of that mountain.
I will take your word for it.
Shout out to Sugarloaf Mountain.
See, there you go. You get a shout out. You get a shout out. Everybody gets a shout out.
Shout out to Jesus Christ while we're at it.
Shout out to Jesus.
It's my homie.
We're going to say east.
All right.
So a lot of similar stuff there, huh, Dieter?
Yeah.
So what was your thinking?
That was essentially my thinking. I thought it was east for pretty much the same logic that Carmela had. But also in all of the pictures, you said that you for some reason think it looks northwest.
It looks like it looks out over the city from the south to me.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I have no idea why.
Me neither.
Like, there is no reason for me to really think that. So then we thought Jesus looking north would be very biblical, I guess, if he looks up towards the heavens. So you thought it was north, so that's, I guess, some reasoning.
Yep, we went north.
I think that he just blamed you.
Absolutely. I definitely steered us to answer north. So if it is east, he would have been more accurate than me.
The sculptor wanted Christ the Redeemer to face the rising sun. It is east.
Good job, Carmela.
Thank you.
Oh, boy. Costing us points over here.
Number 3.
I was going to say, I think we may need Carmela to start hosting Blitz because she is blitzing this episode right now.
I see what he did
I've been on Blitz, and then Rob beat me. I won one game, and then I got 2 sports questions in a row and got immediately knocked out.
Yeah. Sports is your kryptonite.
It is.
Yeah. Whereas my kryptonite is pretty much everything.
Lies.
All right.
Lies and slander. All lies.
Your last question in the Matthew Burris round is historical resume. Here are the rules for historical resume. I have a list of 5 facts about a person from history that I will read one at a time. After each fact is read, each team may lock in an answer, at which point the other team will hear the rest of the clues. The team that provides a correct answer with the fewest number of clues wins 10 points. In the event of a tie, both teams get the points. Everybody understand?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, here's your first clue. I was born in 1887 in South Carolina and began my pro baseball career when I was just 20 years old.
I think we're going to need another clue, Dieter.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take another clue.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think Carmela, I think we need another clue as well.
Yeah.
All right, here's your second clue. I hit .408 in my rookie season, and Babe Ruth would later say that I was the greatest hitter he ever saw.
We're actually just kind of waiting to see if you want another clue or not.
That's what I was waiting on for you.
Well, do you want another clue?
Only if you do. If you put an answer in, I would put an answer in.
That's what we were going to do. If you put an answer in, we were going to put an answer in.
You have
Really?
30
So,
seconds.
Let's get another clue.
Yeah.
Let's take another clue.
All right. Here's your third clue. I nicknamed my bat Black Betsy, which proved to be a harbinger of things to come.
Yeah, we can lock in, Dieter.
All right.
All right. Y'all have 1 minute to decide if you want to lock in now or hear the rest of the clues.
Yeah, we're locked in.
Okay.
This is the person I would have locked in with last round.
Same with me, Jonathan. So we'll see if I'm right.
Send your answers to me, then I'll read the rest of the clues and the answer.
Oh, I was going to say, why don't we? I mean, we're locked in, so why don't we just?
Yeah, that's true. Just read the rest of the clues and
answers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we can do the answers now. So we said Shoeless Joe Jackson,
and we said Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Fourth clue is I owe my nickname to a heckling fan after I experienced a wardrobe malfunction of sorts during a game.
Good clue.
And last clue was I was banned from baseball in my prime, and my illustrious career is overshadowed by perhaps the most infamous scandal in MLB history. It is Shoeless Joe Jackson.
That's a really well written one, dude. Those are so good.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Thank you very much, Matthew.
Yeah, so Matthew put that together. He gave a lot of clues. It was originally one question that had a ton of information. I was like, this is perfect for a historical resume. So thank you, Matthew. Those are all great
Did you have it
questions.
after the second one, guys?
I did. Yep, I did. I did. I thought because I was like, because my first thought process, even though it was a little young, was Ty Cobb, but I was like, no, he was Georgia. He was the Georgia Peach. But I didn't realize that Shoeless Joe was in South Carolina. But it was the second clue that I was like, yep, that's because I remember in the Ken Burns documentary that Babe Ruth talked about him being the greatest hitter he's ever seen.
All right, that's the end of the round.
At the end of the fourth round, the score's 142 to 110. Dieter, we're having a great game. 110 points after the fourth round. Nothing but pride here. They haven't missed anything yet. They even got the shout out to the Bonus Brigade 2 points. Bonus Brigade!
Yep. I just want to point out that your average scores at the end of the fourth round is what I shoot for at the end of the game on the low end. That's how on fire both teams are right now. So your fifth round comes to us from Rob Warman.
Thank you, Rob.
Shout out to Rob Warman.
Shout out to Rob Warman again.
Ben's like, I've abdicated writing the second half of this game.
When you've sent me hundreds of questions over the last couple of years, there's got to be a reward for that, right? Especially when they're good questions. So the first question in the Rob Warman round is U.S. presidents. Several U.S. presidents are alumni of Ivy League universities. Name the only U.S. president to earn a degree from both Yale and Harvard.
I'm actually a little surprised of how many presidents I know where they went to school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think your first answer is the right thing.
All right, then I'll write that down. We're locked in.
Yeah.
I initially thought maybe Obama, but Dieter thinks he went to Chicago and then Harvard, not Yale and then Harvard. He thought maybe JFK, but I'm pretty confident that JFK would have never gone to Yale, being that Harvard is like his home school, like his backyard in Boston. We know the Bushes went to Yale. I don't think either of them went to Harvard. Clinton, I don't think.
I think Clinton went to like University of Arkansas.
Yeah,
and then
I'm with you.
Yale or whatever.
Ford went to Michigan. Jimmy Carter probably did something in the South. Reagan was an actor.
Trump went to, I think he actually went to like UPenn.
Probably. Then before Ford was Nixon. I don't know where Nixon went, but Nixon was from California. He was the governor of California, so probably not Nixon. Eisenhower was a general. He would have gone to West Point. Lyndon Johnson was a Texas guy. He wouldn't have done it either. So that takes us back to Truman in the late 40s. Truman was from Missouri.
I'm trying to think of the people that, like the presidents that would have gone to two Ivy Leagues, and Truman does not strike me as one of them.
FDR before that. Where did FDR go to school? He was another Boston guy, I feel like.
I don't know.
I don't think it's going to be earlier than the 1900s.
No, I don't think so either.
I mean, if it was, you got McKinley, Cleveland, Harrison, Cleveland. I don't think it's going to be any of them.
No, I don't think it's going to be any of them.
Well, what about Biden? Where did Biden go? This could be tricky.
Biden did not go to a Ivy League.
Okay.
I think he went to University of Delaware.
You know what? I don't know the answer.
Yeah, I don't think it's JFK, just because he was, and that whole family was very, very Boston.
If that's the case, why don't we say FDR?
Okay. Sounds good. Let's
all right,
lock in
we'll
with
say
FDR.
So I always associate FDR with New York, but that's very possible. Truman was actually our last president who didn't have a degree.
That's what I thought.
So he didn't go anywhere. We went through a few of them. I did say, Ford went to Michigan. Jimmy Carter went to the Naval Academy. That's where he went to school. W went to Yale. I wouldn't be shocked if it was HW.
I wouldn't be shocked either. But he was CIA and military, so...
Yeah.
Wasn't he also oil?
I mean, he wasn't a law guy. I don't think he has a law degree.
Yeah.
But my first instinct was Obama. I know at the very least he went to Harvard, and, if he went to Yale as well, it wouldn't surprise me.
That was my gut, too.
So we ended up locking in with Obama. And I know the last guy went to Wharton, so that was Pennsylvania.
Or the president that should not be named, Carmelo. The last guy.
I said what I said.
You said what you. I said what I said.
Yeah, and President Biden went to Delaware because the I think it's the Blue Hen band played during his inauguration.
Okay.
Because they had that, and then they had the Howard band play for the vice president.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So what's the answer?
10 points, Ravenclaw. Your answer is George W. Bush.
Oh,
W. Huh.
Wow.
I think he went to both. I only remember he went to Yale.
The perfect game has been prevented. You got W'd.
You got W. Yeah,
not for the first time.
Probably won't be the last time.
So he got his bachelor's from Yale, and then he got his MBA from Harvard.
Oh, okay. I didn't know where he went to graduate. I thought he would have done his graduate stuff at Yale as well.
I don't know. It just seems like overkill to me, but you already got a Yale degree, then you got to get your MBA from Harvard too. I just got power.
Show
but
off.
I guess if you're aspiring to be president, maybe that's a good path, Your second question in the Rob Warman round is in classical music.
Music!
Coming from the Italian word for playing on a harp, what is the classical term for a